Oh, don't mind me. Just finished up my chest day. Little tired, time to go home. I gotta be wary of my time because I have to go to work, and I'm getting out of the gym a little bit later than I thought. I have to go home first and then go to the gym or go to work. And home is not on the way to work. I can tell you, very much the exact opposite direction. So, you know, usually I go to the gym and then I go to work right after, but today's a special occasion. I have to carpool today, so I have to go home first to get picked up at the carpool. But nevertheless, doesn't matter. I'm gonna get home in time. I'm just gonna swap clothes and then go into work. But you know, that's the benefits of working at a warehouse, I guess. I don't really have to worry about like wearing a suit or slacks or anything. You know, I just gotta throw on some sweatpants and rock. You know what I'm saying? So, but it's not what I'm talking about today. What I'm talking about is, you know, you ever get this feeling of like, dang, man, like the day's gone by, right? And you're like, shit, I didn't do anything today. I didn't do anything to better myself. I guess I did something I enjoyed, you know, like if you guys enjoy doing nothing, lounging around, then there's that. But, you know, too many of those days I have had before. And I just kind of I get kind of sick, you know. I get kind of like, what's going on? Like, why am I just doing nothing, basically, you know? I'm just basically doing nothing with my time that is beneficial to me personally. So it comes down to a basic, you know, how many days am I good with just not getting better? You know, if you think about it, because I don't, you know, it's not necessary for someone to better themselves every single day, right? That's tough to do. To get better at something every single day, that's tougher to do than you think, you know. But it's also not as tough as you think it is, right? Every day that you accomplish something, every single day, you're getting better at something, believe it or not, right? So every day that I go to the gym, I get better, believe it or not. I work out the muscles, whatever it is. Even if it's just showing up to the gym, maybe I didn't even have a good workout, you know. Maybe I did not get better at working out, but I got better at going to the gym. I got better at getting to the gym, you know. It's better than just, for me personally, it's better than me just sitting at home and going, oh, I don't feel like going to the gym today, you know, especially on a day off from work. You know, a day where I have almost nothing planned besides my need to do tasks. If I don't go to the gym, I'm like, dang, I feel kind of gross about that, you know? Like I had an opportunity to go do something and I just decided not to, right? Whatever it may be, you know? This morning, it was really tough for me to get out of bed this morning. Oof, it was tough. I almost just said, man, I don't gotta go hit a push day today. I'll put the push day with the pull day. It'll just be an upper day on Wednesday. It'll be fine. I'll do upper, lower, Wednesday, Thursday, rest Friday, upper, lower, Saturday, Sunday, right? And I was like, no, I won't do that. Because I was up. I was awake. I just didn't want to get out of bed. It was one of them scenarios, you know? I'm up, I'm awake, I just don't want to get out of bed. Duh. So tough, man. But that just also goes back to, you know, I'm like, man, what am I doing? If I just lay here and wait until it's time to go to work, what am I doing realistically, you know? Kind of like, just, like, I know what I have to do, man. I'm just not doing it for some reason, you know? I just get tired sometimes, you know. But the dumbest thing about it, right, is that you got to do it tired. You got to do it sore sometimes, like, and that's not just working out, you know. It's just whatever you got to do, you have to do it. Whether you're tired, you're sore, you're sad, you're happy, whatever it is, man, you got to do it, right? Like, yeah, I'm sore and I don't feel like making food when I get home. I just kind of want to lay down and do nothing. But that's not going to better me. That's not going to help me. Laying down and doing nothing, that's not going to help me. Oh, it's rest. It's rest. No, it ain't. It's laziness is what it is. It's laziness, right? Look, I love me a good rest day. I love me a good rest time, okay? But at the end of the day, not every day is a rest day. Not every moment where I have a chance to sit down is a rest day. That's not how it works. It's not rest time, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes I'll sit down and I'll scroll. I'll doom scroll for 30 minutes, right? Whatever it is. 30 minutes, 45 minutes. This is why I cut off my time on Instagram and TikTok. Because sometimes when I would wake up in the morning, if I don't have anywhere to be, or I'll use it as a way to wake me up, I'll just sit in bed for 30, 45 minutes just scrolling. Like, brother, that's a waste of time, man. It really is a waste of time. I am not, and it's not like I'm scrolling the freaking STEM part of TikTok. It's not like I'm doing scientific research on Instagram. I'm just watching shit. Like, yeah, it's funny, it's entertaining, and I do love that. That's why I still allow myself to go on those apps, because entertainment is important, right? I love entertainment. I love putting out entertainment. I love taking in entertainment. But it gets to a point where I'm like, it's just like I'm frying my dopamine receptors, and I'm just like, you know, like attention span maxing is what me and my buddies call it. You know, when we take a second of our day, we have 1 second of rest, literally a second of our rest. My buddy's a programmer, for example. He will he'll click to run his program, which, by the way, takes maybe 5 to 10 seconds. He opens Instagram or TikTok for like 4 or 5 minutes when he does that. You know, it's like that. Like, that sounds bad, right? Like, damn. It's something that takes 5 to 10 seconds where you can just like think about your day or something, and you're like, you know what, 5 to 10 minutes of or 4 to 5 minutes of TikTok, you know, that's good to go. And that's not me shitting on him. I do the same damn thing, man. Same damn thing. I'm not allowed to go on TikTok or Instagram in the gym, and I haven't been for a while. I don't open those apps in the gym. It just completely unlocks me, you know? So I haven't done that in a minute. But like, if we're playing video games on a Friday night, you know, we're waiting for my buddy to get off of work before, you know, maybe we go get some food, or like we all go out and play pool or something like that, right? We're just waiting, right? We'll play this beautiful game called Apex Legends. When we're queuing in for a new, mind you, the queues for this game to get into a game, I don't know, they take maybe a minute. Sometimes they take 20 seconds. Sometimes they take a couple minutes. The second we stop physically playing, whip out TikTok, whip out Instagram Reels. You can hear it in the microphones. What is going on here, man? And now this is just turning into a rant of, like, you know, using social media for entertainment. But it boils down to that. Like, that's just an example, right? I use those things to just take up space in my day, take up time, you know, waste my time, basically. And it's taking out valuable time that I'm not using because I'm lazy to make myself better. There are plenty of things there's plenty of, look, something I can do is work further on personal coaching. I could be reaching out to people on these apps that I'm on, by the way, on Instagram. I can reach out to people on Instagram, you know, they're cold leads, right? Just see for personal training clients, right? I could do that. I could study further within my certification. I could meal prep. I can edit more videos. I can make more content. I could look into more scientific research and papers on lifting, so that I am more knowledgeable when it comes to putting out content on those sorts of things, you know? I could talk to somebody I like. And I don't mean like the elementary term. I just mean like, talk to one of my buddies, one of my friends, something like that. Reach out to somebody I haven't talked to in a minute, And that doesn't, on the surface, talking to somebody you haven't talked to in a minute, reaching out to somebody isn't like, on the surface, doesn't look like you're bettering yourself. Like, you're just wasting time talking to somebody. But those are valuable moments as well. You're reaching out to people you haven't spoken to in a minute. Maybe it's someone you spoke to yesterday. It doesn't matter. But like spending time with people and being in their space, their thought process, their conversation is also important as well. That actually does better yourself in most cases. Deepens relationships and whatnot. There's a multitude of things that I could be doing that don't include wasting my damn time. And at the end of the day, I have this conversation with myself every single day. Is like, how many days am I willing to stay the same? How many days am I willing to not change and just day in, day out do the same shit where I don't want to do it? Like, look, right now I get compensated fairly well for my job. But in order to do that, I have to bust ass at my job. I'm telling you, I have to move, man. I gotta put in a shit ton of effort for 8 hours a day. Sometimes 7 hours, sometimes 10 hours. But at the end of the day, I get paid fairly for it. Fairly compensated. Does that mean that I enjoy doing it anymore? Freak no, dude. Maybe the first couple of days when I was like, yeah, I'm getting paid more now, hell yeah, this is good, man. But when I was getting paid less, I had to do less, I wasn't doing the super physical taxing work that I'm doing right now. So, I had to choke back a yawn. Came to fruition anyways, doesn't matter. But you just gotta think of, like, it doesn't make it any better when I'm, a month into it where I'm like, damn, now I'm just sore every day. Yeah, I'm getting paid well, but fuck, man, I'm tired of being sore. And like, but the work is like easy. I can close my eyes and do this shit, to be quite honest with you. But that doesn't mean that it's something that I like to do, Like, do I want to be able to close my eyes and just do it, Like, I mean, yeah, basically the saying, is like, find or do what you love and you'll never work a day in your life, right? But that's when I look at it, is like, if you truly love doing that thing, like, do you want your eyes closed to do it? Like, do you want to just like mind-numbingly go through the courses of the day? I don't, man. I don't. Because when it comes to doing something I love, like, I am locked in, bro. There are things that I like. The gym. I love going to the gym, and I do not go through the motions of the gym. Sometimes I do. Sometimes it happens, Sometimes I am not locked in. But for the most part, I love going to the gym and I love working out, man. I love those things. Even gaming. Back in college, like, I was a big gamer back in college. I'm talking like, was big into like following pro scenes and like esports team for the college. I know it sounds nerdy, but this is still when I was like powerlifting and shit like that. So I wasn't sitting around doing jack shit, right? I was still working out and whatnot. But just back then, I had an appreciation for video games where, like, I would genuinely spend multiple hours of my day, even if I wasn't playing with my friends, I'd spend hours practicing to get better at the video game that we were playing, man. And I don't close my eyes to play. I lock in and I genuinely try to get better when I play those damn games, man. Even to this day, I still try to get better when I play those damn games, bro. There's no closing my eyes and going through the motion, because it's truly something that I love, man. I caught y'all, don't worry about it. It's truly something I love, man. Same with personal training, like going through the motions where I'm setting up someone's like workout plan or their meal plan or whatever it is. Dude, I love being present for that, man. I love it. I love like being locked in for that and finding out different ways to do things and whatnot, working with each client and finding out what works for them and what doesn't, what they like to eat so I can include that, what restrictions they have. Like, I love that challenge part of it, man. It makes it interesting. Like, yeah, I could just copy paste and send a bunch of workout programs to a bunch of different people. That works, man, Or like, it just, you know, like, despite the money aspect of it, that is not how I go about that craft, you know, because like I like to personalize it, you know, put my touch on it for every client, you know, help them and make sure that they know that I'm locked in with them, you know, because if we're both going through the motions, both of us ain't gonna get results, right? You know, I don't know. In my mind, if you're just closing your eyes, going through the motions, you know, and just wasting time, what are you doing, man? You know, if you're not where you want to be, you know, and I'm not saying you have to be perfect. I'm not saying you have to fill every second of your day with a productive activity. That's not at all it, man. Like, go on Instagram, go on TikTok, scroll, man. Go on YouTube, watch the videos, scroll, man. But don't let it consume your day to the point of where you're doing nothing. Don't let watching TV consume your day to the point of where you're doing nothing, you know?